Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone, for coming this afternoon. I'll call the Board of Public Works to order for Wednesday, December 3rd. This is a public hearing for our 2026 street construction projects. The four projects are Stark Street from 5th Street to 12th Street, North 8th Avenue from Spruce Street to Bridge Street, 2nd Street from Forest Street to Division Street, and Division Street from 2nd Street east to the dead end. I'll introduce the members of the Board of Public Works. There's three of us. One is not here this evening. It is Ann Jacobson who's here. She's the city attorney. Our finance director, Mary Ann Grote, who's not here today, and myself, Eric Lindman, Director of Public Works and Utilities. The purpose of today's hearing is to take testimony and comments regarding special assessments. Comments received will be referred to the Infrastructure and Facilities Committee on December 11th at 5:15 p.m. Infrastructure and Facilities Committee may approve, disapprove, or direct changes in assessments. Recommendation by Infrastructure and Facilities will go to the Common Council on January 13th at 6:30 p.m. All property owners received the notice of public hearing, which was published November 19th. The notice does not have to be read if people in attendance have no objection to dispense with the reading. I'll go over the assessment rates. The assessment rate for the street curb and gutter is $55 per linear foot. The sewer lateral, if replaced, is a lump sum of $500. The drive approach is estimated at $8 per square foot, and the installation of new sidewalk is estimated at $16 per linear foot. Staff will be available after the hearing for questions about the project or about individuals' properties specifically and how the project will impact those properties. At this time, I'll introduce TJ Nixich, who's our project engineer for the city, who's going to go over some project details first before we get into the public hearing.
Good afternoon. So I'm going to give a brief overview of what to sort of expect during construction and how that's going to affect everyday life during the life of the project. So since this is a reconstruction project, we're going to be replacing the road. In most cases, we're going to be replacing all of the sanitary sewer main, water main, and storm sewer. So a lot of these utilities vary in their depth. They can be, typically between 14 to 7 feet deep. So as you can imagine, that causes somewhat of a disturbance, whether you're trying to get to or from your home. So during the day, you may not have access to go to from your home, but at the end of the day, all those holes will be filled up, and you'll be able to get back to your driveway. If there are any special accommodations, if you need to get in or out any time during the day, we'll send out letters that has my information. We have an on-site inspector during the entire time the contractor is out there. They'll be available as well. So you'll have all of our contact information, the contractor's contact information. So if you need to get a hold of us for anything, please feel free to do so. So with moving beyond the mains, we are also going to be replacing the water and sewer services. As Eric mentioned, the sanitary service is assessed at $500 as a lump sum to replace from the main to basically the back of sidewalk, which is the right-of-way and where your property line starts. And then also the water service from the new main to the property line. That is not assessed because the city owns from the water main to the property line. When we are going to be replacing that main, we will have to put all residents on a temporary service, and what that entails is the contractor is going to shut down the existing water main that's inside the road, and we'll be putting a 2-inch main above ground and then reconnecting all of the services to your existing service to your house. So there's going to be a slight disturbance for a couple of hours when we have to connect you to the temporary main, and then also towards the end of the project when we connect you back to that new main once it's passed all its tests. So you can use your water and sewer just as you normally do, except for those couple hours when we're going to be connecting you to those temporary services. Getting to and from your house, as I discussed, there's going to be some disturbance during the day, but unless they're digging, right in front of your house, you'll be able to come and go as you please. You can park on the street. We just ask that you remove your car by 7 o'clock in the morning so that if our contractors are moving around, working in different locations, that they can access what they need to. Mail delivery. We will set up cluster mailboxes as conveniently as we can. It'll be within at least 1 or 2 blocks so that because the mail trucks sometimes won't be able to come up and down your street, so they ask that we set up the cluster mailboxes. We'll send you letters with locations. All parcels, however, will have to be picked up at the post office during the length of construction. Garbage pickup. We will handle your garbage just as we typically do. Put it at the end of your driveway by 7 a.m. the day of your pickup, and if the garbage trucks cannot get through, the contractor will pick up your garbage, put it at a nearby corner for the garbage to pick it up, and then they will return it to your driveway at the end of the day. So you may or may not be aware, but the city is also in the process of replacing lead lateral services. If you do have a lead lateral service, you will be reached out to by a different contractor. Right now it's 5 Star doing those services, but it's managed through the water department, which is not part of this reconstruction project, but it'll likely happen during this project. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us or the water department for more information on that, but you should be receiving letters here in the next couple of months to come and see whether or not you have a lead lateral service. We will be sending out letters a couple of weeks before the construction projects with all this information and a little bit more detail as far as when the construction dates are, and just a few other minor items, contact information. But from now until you receive those letters, we're available. Call either the engineering department or the city general number, and you'll be able to get a hold of us. And as Eric mentioned, we're going to be available after the public hearing, so if you have any specific questions on your property, Alan and I will be able to answer those at that time.
All right. Thanks, DJ. At this time, I will open up the public hearing, and people should come to the podium, state their name and address, and give comments regarding special assessments if you have any. And I have to ask 3 times for the record, so if anybody has any comments on special assessments, yeah, hi.
I might not understand what a special assessment is. I will say that straight up for
Okay.
it. But my property does not have a driveway on it. We have an alley that actually needs to be blacktopped, which the city won't do, but it needs to be done because it's really hard. They don't even remove the snow in it. My name is Janina Wendt. I live at 817 Stark Street.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
sorry.
No problem.
I do believe 5th, 6th, 7th of Stark are horrible. 8th is not bad. I think there's 3 driveways on it total of our block. I think $3,300 is an outrageous number since we already pay taxes to the city for a public road that everybody uses. That's what I have to say.
Okay.
I would like this to be entered into the public record that I don't think that our street needs to actually be done.
Okay. Thanks, Janine. It will be on the record and go to infrastructure as well as to city council. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyone else like to come and speak? And one more time, anyone else would like to come and speak? Afterwards, if they're specific to the project, we'll be here. Yep.
But not right now. Right now, we just come up.
Yeah, it's just comments, yeah, and we'll take them for the record. At this time, I'll close the public hearing. Okay. Motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Aye. And then we'll be here to answer questions, Alan and TJ, okay? Specific, so, thank you all for coming.